Man United chiefs given Erik ten Hag sack message midway through Bournemouth clash. Manchester United fans took to social media to vent their frustrations at Erik ten Hag during Saturday's match against Bournemouth, who led 2-1 at the halftime break. Furious Manchester United fans called on the board to sack Erik ten Hag on social media during their 2-2 draw against Bournemouth on Saturday evening. The beleaguered Dutchman has endured a torrid second season at the helm, with United lagging well behind their rivals at the Premier League summit. And the arrival of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS has only heightened the pressure on him, given they are now the ones calling the shots at Old Trafford, with United trailing 2-1 against Bournemouth on the cusp of halftime at the Vitality Stadium. Ten Hag cut a forlorn figure on the touchline, and disgruntled fans wasted no time in calling for his head. Online. One fan posted bluntly, "Sack Ten Hag now," while another raged, "If we don't win this game, Ten Hag has to go." Others posted with the hashtag Ten Hag out. Throughout the match, Andre Onana reveals his stance, with Man United players split over Erik ten Hag's future. Although United trailed at the break, Ten Hag's men rallied to take a point back to Manchester. Captain Bruno Fernandes, who scored in the first half, restored parity again from the penalty spot in the 65th minute. A draw is unlikely to do United any favours in their bid to secure European football for next season, though, and the South Coast stalemate means they end the day in 7th place. While INEOS and Ratcliffe have remained tight-lipped over Ten Hag's future, recent reports have indicated that the former Ajax chief is currently being included in plans for next season. Join the debate. Do you think Ten Hag is still the right man for Man United? Let us know here. It remains to be seen, though, whether that stance would change if results are poor between now and the end of the season. Plenty of names have been touted as potential successors, including Gareth Southgate and Graham Potter. Erik ten Hag storms out of Man United press conference as he ignores nightmare scenario. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag walked out of his press conference after it was pointed out that the club could set an unwanted Premier League record this season. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag walks out of a press conference. Erik ten Hag walked out of his post-match press conference after Manchester United's 2-2 draw with Bournemouth. Erik ten Hag refused to comment on the possibility that Manchester United could record their worst-ever finish in the Premier League era before walking out of his post-match press conference. United are currently languishing in 7th place after failing to beat Bournemouth on Saturday evening. The 2-2 stalemate on the South Coast means the Red Devils are now 10 points behind Aston Villa, who currently occupy the 4th and final Champions League spot. It remains unclear whether Ten Hag, who has found himself under pressure at various points of the campaign, has a long-term future at Old Trafford now that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS are in charge of sporting operations at the club. And while Ten Hag has kept his cool in recent months, he responded bluntly to a reporter who pointed out United could record their lowest finish in Premier League history this year. "I don't have to comment as it's not relevant now," he huffed before leaving. Ten Hag has steadied the ship in recent months after overseeing the club's worst start to a season in decades, and United are still in with a chance of winning a trophy this year after booking an FA Cup semi-final date with Championship promotion chasers Coventry City. But a string of underwhelming results in the league means United may not play in Europe at all next year, as well as the prospect of finishing below 7th for the first time in the Premier League era. Ten Hag appeared to concede that United's hopes of sneaking into the top 4 in the final weeks of the season were dead after the match, although he refused to officially throw in the towel. Manchester United target Bruno Guimaraes gives thoughts on a summer move. Manchester United transfer target Bruno Guimaraes has claimed publicly at least that he wants to stay at Newcastle, but he doesn't know where his future lies. The Brazil international has been linked to a move to numerous clubs including the Red Devils, Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain. United's interest has reportedly stemmed from their pursuit of Dan Ashworth as their new sporting director, who is keen to take Newcastle's star player with him to Old Trafford. Furthermore, it has been claimed that the Magpies would be open to selling him due to their problems meeting the new profit and sustainability rules, PSR, brought in by the Premier League this season. However, the most recent reports suggest that Paris Saint-Germain have stolen a march on United, and the rest of the competition for the midfielder's signature. Nonetheless, his comments yesterday after playing in his 100th game for the Magpies and scoring a late winner at Craven Cottage suggest he has different ideas about his future. Speaking after the match to Premier League Productions, Guimaraes asserted, "I hope to stay much longer. I don't know what the future brings, let's see, but I hope to play much more for Newcastle United." Speaking on his landmark moment, he claimed, 100 games for the club, wow. What a journey I have been living here. I am very happy, glad, publicly at least. The midfield general has made it crystal clear where he wants to be, but the reality may be quite different. Comments such as his, "I don't know what the future brings," typically leave the door open for a move, and with Newcastle facing significant spending restrictions as things currently stand, the sale of Guimaraes can certainly not be ruled out. In addition, the Red Devils should have an incredible insight into the financials and transfer plans of the Magpies, as they seem to be on the cusp of agreeing a £10 million compensation fee for Ashworth, who has served as the club's sporting director since 2022. Finally, we have seen players on numerous occasions say one thing and then do exactly the opposite. United fans will remember Cristiano Ronaldo's promises that he would stay at Old Trafford in May 2009, then leaving for the Bernabeu the following month. In other words, Guimaraes' public declaration of love for Newcastle certainly does not kill the prospect of a summer move for United. Or another suitor want to be the first to hear breaking Man United news? For carefully selected, crucial updates, join our WhatsApp channel. https://bit.ly/united-breaking-news. Julian Nagelsmann, Man United managerial target, Juventus chances of holding on to Adrian Rabiot. Erik ten Hag running out of allies and time to Bologna boss Thiago Motta eyeing a broad move. Sir Jim Ratcliffe holds talks with Newcastle. Alex is a huge Manchester United fan, inspired by greats of his homeland such as George Best, Harry Gregg and Norman Whiteside. Proud owner of such niche shirts such as Kleberson, Eric Jemba and Gary Neville. Grew up pretending to be Ruud van Nistelrooy and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the back garden, with little success. Man United to sell 6 stars including Mason Greenwood